Hi everyone, my name's Donkey and today we're back on the RTS project once again. So in the last video we had a little bit of success and a little bit of non-success. In the form of that, we got the houses working and the population was going up and whatnot. The problem of course being was that it was not aesthetically pleasing. It's kind of off to one side almost, and we've got this big black area here. Now I actually went into the code and had a look, and it was ridiculously easy to solve. I'm not quite sure how I managed to overlook it, but all you've got to do is whatever you want to add here. So in our case we're going to add half on the X, so we're going to say room width div just once, div 2, and I'll just show you quickly what that does. It basically should shift everything into the center. Yep, there you go, just in the center, but we still do have these bits here. Now of course if we click, it's not quite lined up yet. To solve that, we've got to counteract that, and actually what we counteract it in is just the mouse X. So equals mouse X minus, because we're flipping it around, room width div 2. Room width div 2. There we go. So we've kind of added it in the drawing of it and then removing it when we're checking the mouse presses. So yeah, you can see that's working now. That's perfectly fine. But let's get rid of these black bits here. So to do that, we're going to add just a little bit to the Y. In fact, we'll go with half again. We'll add room height div 2. We'll see how that looks without doing the right pressed bit yet. We'll just see if this fills the whole screen, or if it's the wrong way around. It should be minus. And let's see if that works. Yep, that's worked. That's filled the entire screen now. So now we've got to do the opposite to this. So if we minus it here, we're going to of course add it here. Add. If we run this, we should now see that it'll work perfectly fine. Or maybe it just won't run at all, I guess. A little bug there, I guess. Oh no, never mind. I've just put an extra bracket on the end when copying and pasting. That's not good. So yeah, there you go. The population thing is working perfectly now. This is kind of slightly not quite lined up yet, right? So again, to counteract that, we need to add half of the tile height, and then on the other side minus half the tile height. We have to be careful here though, because these are set before. So we're going to have to delete them, or copy them even, and pop them in there. Right, now if we run it, we should see, yep, that it's now working. We're now moving into the center of the tile, so that's working absolutely fine. But we've got a few more things to do. We're not quite finished on the houses yet, because theoretically, to make the house, you're going to need some resources. You're going to need some wood. We're going to use. Also, you're going to need to move your units towards that to actually build it in the first place. Now, to do all this is very similar to in the movement of the thing. So in the left pressed, we've got this here. We work out the map X, and then we move it to those coordinates. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to copy that. I don't quite know where we get NX from actually in looking at this. NX mouse. Oh no, it's just setting it, sorry. So yeah, we're going to copy this over into here, and this is our movement now. Only problem is we'll change these variables around a bit. So these are map Y. It's exactly the same code, just changed ever so slightly. So now again, if we run this, we should now see that when we left click, we get an error. MapX not set first, despite it being there. So let's just check the actual error itself. NX. Oh, okay, right. I'm not sure how we got away with it here exactly, but var. That's why. Yeah, if we run that now, we should have var, and that should now cross over into that. Apart from that, it's entirely a long way off, which isn't great. The movement is not very spot. It's quite a way off actually. So let's leave that bit for the time being. Let's comment that out for the moment, and let's work on the other aspect, the wood aspect. That's probably the most important one anyway. So right here, right before we actually change the thing, we're going to say if, and now we're going to have to open our other object, our overlay object, the create event. So it's overlay object overlay dot wood that we're doing. So if object overlay dot wood is greater than, we're going to say, I'm going to make it big, so we're going to say 100, purely because the starting number is 300. So if we make it anything small like 10, we won't have an effective way of testing, really. Now if the object is greater than or equal, then what we're going to do is we're going to minus, as that's the wrong side, we're going to minus that from the wood. So object over, when we've actually placed that tile down, we're going to minus equals 100. If we give this a run, you can see the wood's going down. We can no longer place another one. We've ran out of wood. If we go over here, we mine some more wood on the green tiles for some reason. I'm not sure why we've done it that way, but we have mined it up to 100. Now we can place one down. Yep. So that's working perfectly fine, I'd say, at the moment. Of course, there's the matter of the movement. I believe that's because we've copied this straight over. It's probably going to need some adaptations to it. I'm not sure these are identical to these, purely because that's, yeah, they're pretty different actually looking at them. So yeah, we're going to have to do that in the next video. I think for the moment we've added a little bit extra, we've fixed out our tiles, things are starting to come together a bit more, but we need to just polish off even these houses and get them sorted, I think, in the next episode, and then we can move on to something different, possibly making units from the center. I'm not sure, we'll have to see. But for the moment, guys, that's going to be it for this video. If you like the video, remember to like, subscribe, always do what you guys want to do, and I will talk to you in the next one.